President Trump fighting back against the Dems' push for impeachment as the left continues their attacks. My next guest is outraged and says this is not an impeachment process and certainly not a regular one. Judicial Watch President Tom Fittion joins me now with more. All right, Tom, good to have you here. What effect do you think there is with the failure of Nancy Pelosi to do that roll call vote to get 218 votes to create an official impeachment inquiry?
Well, if she's trying to get documents out of the White House, it's going to be tougher, at least legally, if there are subpoenas that they try to enforce in the courts, because the courts are going to be asking questions about, well, what's the basis of this subpoena? Is there a legitimate legislative intent here? And the White House is going to say, no, they don't. They have this faux impeachment inquiry. They're just fishing. And we've got these presidential prerogatives that we have to protect here. You know, impeachment doesn't overrule the Constitution. The president has rights, both as president constitutionally and as a citizen. And the failure to allow him to exercise his rights suggests further that the corruption needs to be addressed more directly here. Because, in my view, this is a coup, not impeachment.
Clearly. And presidential power, of course, is at its height when we're talking about foreign affairs, White House personnel, and White House documents. And it's certainly, with whatever this joke is that's going on, where, you know, impeachment always takes place in judiciary, never in intel. But let's talk about the fact that the whistleblower never bothered to tell the inspector general that he had approached Adam Schiff's office. Adam Schiff lied and said that he had his staff or no one had spoken to the whistleblower, when during a month's time they set up the whole narrative, got him a Clinton lawyer. We know the person's a Democrat and is friendly with a very high-ranking Democrat, CIA member, all that stuff. It is, you know, indicative of, you know, almost a narrative that they created. And so they're almost in a rush to do this, get the information out, I guess, in the hopes of getting 218 votes.
Yeah, that's why, you know, speed is on their side, because it doesn't allow a fair investigation of what I consider to be the underlying potential criminality in how this whistleblower complaint came about. It looks to me like there were people in the administration, deep staters, whoever, who were mishandling and sharing improperly classified information to target Trump. They wanted to leak it out, so they gussied it up, presumably with the advice of Schiff World, into a whistleblower complaint, and thinking that would legalize it. But the other problem is they were communicating with Schiff about it outside the ordinary process. Schiff was lying about it and misstating what was actually in the underlying transcript. And they all knew what was in the underlying transcript, so they were misstating and mischaracterizing it. So you got this fundamental corruption behind the launch of this impeachment inquiry. That's what needs to be investigated.
Okay, so
if I were the president, I'd ask the DOJ to investigate whether there were illegal leaks related to the targeting of him through this latest scam.
And what's